What up, Dokkanners? Who is the Part 2 LR going to be for JP? We are going to be speculating in today's video because this is a very important question that is being asked on Global and JP. Global players, this is going to be the final unit that you have to face before the 7-year anniversary. JP, coming off of the horrendous Dokkan Festival Raditz disaster, they are dying to look at whatever new unit is available to summon on. So we are going to be speculating in this video as well. There is one leading theory out there that we will discuss. I didn't look much further into anything after that because I didn't want it to influence my theory crafting in this video. So if you guys have any theories of your own, or if there's any theories out there that have been gaining traction, feel free to share those in the comments because I will be looking to the comment section to see essentially what has been talked about in the Dokkan community as of late. So let's just start by talking about the history of Dokkan by dating back to last year. At this same time last year, the Videl Dokkan Festival celebration was currently going on JP, where STR Videl was the Dokkan Festival unit. This was the second exclusive celebration to drop on JP after the 6-year anniversary. So as you can see right here, number 1 was the Kid Krillin and Goku campaign. The Saiyan Day joint celebration doesn't count because that is not exclusive, that is joint. And then the second one was the 100 Flowers Blooming campaign. In this campaign, part 1 was Videl, and part 2 was Tapion and Minosha. That is why we've got this little graphic right here. For Global, this was the final Dokkan Festival campaign that dropped on Global before the 7-year anniversary that also features the Tapion and Minosha. Where did this banner come from? This was actually the first Dokkan Festival celebration that dropped on JP after the 6-year anniversary. So if we jump over to Global, the final campaign before the 6-year anniversary was the first one that dropped on JP. That is this Kid Krillin and Goku. In there, we got the Goten and Trunks Dokkan Festival unit. And for the part 2, as you saw right here, it is the Tapion and Minosha. So that is the precedent that was set last year. How does that translate to this year? This year, part 1 is going to be Raditz. I mean, they're currently going through it on JP, the Raditz Dokkan Festival celebration. Global's final Dokkan Festival campaign before 7 years anniversary is going to be the AGL Ginyu Force. AGL Ginyu. With that said, what is the part 2 going to be? Well, if we go back here, what can we take away from this? Is there any correlation or any sort of data extrapolation that we can take away from this? One thing that I can say, Videl and Tapion Minosha are both super STRs, so I would imagine that they will probably hold serve with the class, obviously. Typing, maybe it'll be physical. They could change that. I don't know if that's too big a deal, but that is one thing. We could also say that the Trunks and the Tapion sort of correlate because this is the age where Trunks does meet Tapion in the non-canonical movie and actually, you know, become friends with him, take his sword, and they become buddies and all that. So this does have some connective tissue as well. Both of these units do take place in a non-canonical capacity. This one's from Bio Broly, this one's from Wrath of the Dragon, but this is Majin Buu Saga adjacent, right? This is happening in the Majin Buu Saga timeline, and this is just simply happening parallel to that. Same with the Videl. Videl is in the movie, to be fair. She is Great Saiyaman 2, so she does face off against the monster that Tapion and Minosha face off against. I don't know if you want to call that connective tissue, go ahead. That's pretty much all that we've got in terms of correlation because, folks, this guy doesn't fit in Defender of Justice or Peppy Gals. This unit doesn't fit in the Goten Trunks' category. What is that? Gifted Warriors Kamehameha. Actually, let me pull this up real quick because I'm a little scared that I might be wrong about the Defender of Justice. I don't think that they do belong in Defender of Justice. Let me see. Yeah, they're not in Defender of Justice. They're joint forces, movie heroes, siblings bond, story figures, legendary existence. They do not fit in any of those categories whatsoever. So how the heck are we going to be able to figure out what this unit is going to be? Well, the one theory that people have been talking about out there is one that's quite popular, and I can see why it fits, and that's Cooler. Could Cooler end up being a physical and extreme LR? Well, we don't have anything like that. Cooler kind of fits all of the check marks that we have been looking into. If we look at the Tapion and Minosha campaign here, not only do we have an LR to deal with, but we also have a campaign or an EZA campaign for the category lead, Tapion. Tapion does lead the giant form category, and with that EZA, he goes from a 150% lead to a 160%. So what category lead could you think about that has Cooler in there that could receive an EZA? Let's check the disambiguation. All of these different coolers, we're not talking about Meta Cooler, by the way, we're talking about regular Cooler. Although you could also mention Meta Cooler, either way works, but we're just going to strictly talk about Cooler here. This Cooler right here is the only category lead that could conceivably be receiving the EZA, and just imagine, STR Cooler, Terrifying Conquerors, Transformation Boost, Key +3, 180%. Since the Tapion Minosha campaign gave us a 160% EZA, this would be the perfect opportunity to give us a 180% transformation boost lead. And it makes a lot of sense, right? Because we're already in the 200% meta, so it's not uncommon to say that this could be a realistic possibility. And Cooler he's fairly old. He's 3 years old. So if he were to receive an EZA, I don't think people would complain. Not to mention the fact that this guy also has a unique story event that is specific to him. Cooler has the same exact thing, the strongest rivals. So all signs point to Cooler being the Part 2 LR. However, there are some other theories out there that we could potentially say are reasonable, and I wanted to make one of those my focus in this video, and that is Lord Slug. This was probably already spoiled knowing me in the thumbnail, but you know, I was trying to be dramatic. Lord Slug. Could we maybe end up seeing Lord Slug as a Part 2? I think it's possible. Maybe it's not probable, but I think it's possible. Cooler does correlate to both these units in a very indirect way. Cooler is the brother of the character that both of these guys work for. Lord Slug isn't exactly correlated in the same exact way, so his argument is a little bit weaker, but he does happen in between these two units' appearances. Raditz shows up. After all of that is over, the Pseudo Super Saiyan movie from the Lord Slug film, the Pseudo Super Saiyan moment happens before they go to Planet Namek. So actually, I think Lord Slug would be a pretty nice fit in terms of representation, in terms of everything else as well, because Lord Slug does have a story event that is unique to him. This is based on that movie. What is that movie called? Lord Slug? I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Lord Slug. And look at the disambiguation. There's nobody here. So he could absolutely use some sort of a rep. The free-to-play EZA tech Lord Slug is decent, but the physical alternate unit, he's just irrelevant. Nobody uses this guy. And you know what? With Giant Form slowly getting a resurgence with these EZAs as of late, Tapion Minosha last year, the Great Ape EZAs this year, it would not be a bad idea to give more Giant Form units these backdoor EZAs to slowly compile a rebirth Giant Form category. So I think that this would be a great opportunity to give Lord Slug a very nice revamp and make his overall build ridiculous so that he could actually be a dominant unit to bring on the Giant Form category. Now, I will say this does kind of hurt the physical extreme theory because Lord Slug is already physical extreme as his EZA would maybe be. And if that's the case, are they also going to be releasing an LR of the same type and class? I don't know. So that's pretty much my theory. I know there's some other ones out there. I haven't seen them, but that's all I got for this one. If you guys agree with that, let me know. I feel like Lord Slug is actually not a bad option. I think that this would be a great opportunity to give the Namekians category another unit, a better unit, somebody that I actually would want to use. Because when it comes to Namekians, every time I look at the category, I will tell you, probably on a daily basis, I will be looking at this category thinking to myself, okay, how can I run this unit in a video today? And then I see Nail, I see Piccolo, and then I'm just like, you know what, I'll check tomorrow. There's really not too many. Also, why are the Demon King Piccolo units not in Namekians? Interesting. So yeah, Namekians needs more love, so let's give it to him. It's not going to be, I think one thing that we can deconfirm based on the theories is that it's probably not going to be super or like good guy Piccolo. I don't think it's going to be Piccolo because it doesn't fit with the theme of the bad guys. I don't think that is going to be something that we get. Also, the EZA that would be involved with some sort of a Piccolo unit showing up would be the World Tournament LR, and I don't know if we are going to be jumping into that meta just yet. That LR in Piccolo isn't quite readily available for everybody, so I don't believe that they will go in that route for an EZA just yet. So all signs point to bad guys being the focal point of Part 2. Do you think it's Cooler? Do you think it's Lord Slug? Do you think it's anybody else? Let me know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about these theories that we've got here? Are there any good ones out there that I might have missed? Do you agree that Lord Slug could be a possible candidate? Are you Team Cooler? Are you Team Lord Slug? Are you Team anybody else? Let me know what you guys think and more in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.